Hi all, I am Sirajuddin. In this video lesson, I am going to teach you the 4 types of sentences in English. But before I start, I would like to ask you a question. Have you studied the reported speech? Yes, the reported speech. If your answer is no, you have to study the reported speech by hook or crook. Why? Why is it given so much importance? Yes, the reported speech is very important. If you are a 10th grade student or a plus 2 student or a postgraduate student, or even if you are appearing for a PSC examination, the reported speech is an indispensable area from the English grammar. Yes, unless you master the reported speech, you can't claim that you have learned everything about English grammar. So, it's a must. You have to learn it. So my question is, what is the first step of learning the reported speech? You must know all the tenses in English. In addition to that, obviously, that is the 4 types of sentences in English. So that is what I am going to teach you today, the 4 types of sentences in English. If you don't know the 4 types of sentences in English, you can't study the reported speech. So, without wasting a moment, let's move into our topic, the 4 types of sentences. In English, we have 4 types of sentences. The first one, declarative sentence. It's also known as assertive sentence. Second one, question or interrogative sentences. The third one, imperative sentences. The last one or the 4th one is the exclamatory sentences. Now, I'm going to explain each and every type of sentence. The first one, declarative sentence or assertive sentence. What is a declarative sentence? A declarative sentence or assertive sentence declares or asserts something. That's a statement. It will be clearer if I give you a couple of examples. I am a teacher. That's a statement. That's a declarative sentence. I teach English grammar. I'm a student. I'm studying English now. I hate milk. I don't drink tea. I eat apples. I'm an Indian. I love my country. See, these are examples of declarative sentences because these are statements. These are also known as assertive sentences. Well, declarative sentences can further be divided into 2, positive sentences and negative sentences. What are positive sentences? The sentences that do not have a negative indication or any no or not. I've given you already some examples. Like, I'm a teacher, that's a positive sentence. Yes, that's a positive sentence. Or, I drink tea. That's positive sentence. But if I say I don't drink tea, that is negative sentence. You got it, right? Or I play football, that's positive sentence. I don't play football, that's negative sentence. Or if you use the negative indicators like hardly, scarcely, barely, rarely, neither, nor, nil, not, don't, didn't, any of these negative indicators, that sentence will become a negative sentence. Now, things are very clear to you, I think, right? So this is the first type of sentence, that is declarative sentence. Now let's move on to the second type of sentence, that is question or interrogative sentences. What's an interrogative sentence? An interrogative sentence asks a question. Very simple. You know questions in English. Interrogative sentences can be further divided into 2, WH questions and yes or no questions. I'll explain both. See, in English we have a lot of question words like who, where, why, what, how far, how long, how much, whose, by whom, whose. So many English question words are there. If you start a question with a question word, that is known as WH question. Very simple. If you start a question with a question word, that is WH question. I'll give some examples. What's your name? Where do you live? How long have you been working here? Where do you work? Why didn't you come yesterday? So these are WH questions. Hope you have understood. Now we have yes or no questions. See, yes or no question. What's it? A yes or no question's answer either be yes or no. That's why it's known as a yes or no question. Very simple. And a yes or no question always begins with a helping verb or an auxiliary verb. So what's an auxiliary verb? It's very simple. In English we have 24 auxiliary verbs. I'm not going to explain them, but I'm going to list them. Like is, am, are, was, were. Do, does, did, has, have, had. These are primary auxiliaries. And we have modal auxiliaries like shall, should, will, would, can, could, may, might, need, dare, used to, ought to, dare. So these are modal auxiliaries. So total we have 24 auxiliary verbs. So remember, a yes or no question always begins with an auxiliary verb and whose answer either be yes or no. I'll give some examples. Are you a student? Were you present yesterday? Where were you yesterday? Did you meet her? Did you enjoy the party? So these are yes or no questions because these questions answers either will be yes or no. So that's clear, I think. This is question or an interrogative sentence. Now we are going to the third type of sentence, that is imperative sentence. An imperative sentence can be a command or request or an order. It's very clear. I'll give some examples. Please close the door. That's a request. Please close the door. That's an imperative sentence. Close the door. That's a command. That's again an imperative sentence. Will you help me? Request. That's an imperative sentence. Close the window. That's command. An imperative sentence. Submit this assignment by 20th this month. Command or order. That's an imperative sentence. So these are called imperative sentences. I hope you have understood. An imperative sentence can be an order, command or request. Now we are going to the last one, the fourth type of sentence, that is exclamatory sentence. What's an exclamatory sentence? It's very simple. An exclamatory sentence exclaims at something. It expresses wish, sudden fear, pity, excitement. Okay, so I'll give some example. Suppose here the wind is blowing fiercely. I could exclaim like, how fiercely the wind is blowing. How fiercely the wind is blowing. That's an exclamatory sentence. Or I could say, after reading a beautiful poem, what a beautiful poem it is. That's an exclamatory sentence. What a beautiful poem it is. Or somebody has cut his finger. I could say, alas, he has cut his finger. That is another exclamatory sentence. So these are some of the examples of the exclamatory sentence. So far I have explained the four types of sentences in English. So once again, the declarative sentence or an assertive sentence, remember after every declarative or assertive sentence you have to put a full stop. After every question or an interrogative sentence you have to put a question mark. After every imperative sentence, you can either use a full stop or a question mark. It depends. For example, will you help me? That's a request, but you can put a question mark at the end of it. And finally, exclamatory sentences. At the end of every exclamatory sentence, we have to put an exclamation mark. Let me recap what I have taught you so far. The first type of sentence, declarative sentence or assertive sentence, that can be divided into positive and negative. Second type, question or interrogative sentences, that can be divided into WH questions and yes or no questions. Third type, imperative sentence. And last type, exclamatory sentences. Hope you have enjoyed and understood the concept completely. Okay, so thank you for watching.